Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. I say this because during the day, the algorithms and the day traders, they are the ones that are in control of the price. I consider those prices mainly noise. At the end of the day, in the last hour, the large financial institutions come in. They're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology, and they take control of the pricing away from the day traders and the algorithms, and they move it to what they consider the most valid price of the day. And so if they consider it the most valid price of the day, then I tend to use those levels as the most valid price of the day to make my buying and selling decisions. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. Wow, what a crazy day. Currently, the Dow is down 129 points, down 0.37%. The NASDAQ, however, down 189 points, down 1.28, and we are well off of the lows. The S&P down 26 points, down 0.60%. So it's been a wild and volatile day. I hope everyone is staying safe out there. Like I said, thank you all for coming. Always appreciate you spending your time here. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope by spending your time here that is helping you with your investing and your trading. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I have had some day trades today. I will share with those with you as well. Then we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' positions. We'll go through each one and see how those are doing. I do see some green over there on such a red day, so that's a good thing. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. The most important skill that you can ever develop in trading is the skill of managing your emotions. At the end of the day, that is what's going to make you a long-term profitable trader. Not your entries, not your exits, but what you choose to do with your entries and exit based upon your emotions. So we'll talk a little bit about that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. Number 3, I need to have a complete trading plan. And as far as my trading plan goes, it needs to contain the following. I need to adjust my position size for the current market volatility. I have to know what my maximum allowed loss is. I have to know where my emergency stop is. I have to know where my end of day stop is. I have to know where my intraday profit targets are. I have to know where significant overhead resistance levels are, and I also need to have a good trailing stop methodology or rules in place so that if I have a profitable trade, I don't give it all back if there's a big reversal. So those are my 3 criteria. I do have some potential end of day candidates. We'll go through those as we get closer to the close of the podcast. I'll look at the multiple time frames. I will look at the risk to reward ratios. I'll keep in mind correlation based upon the positions that I have already. So yeah, it's a wild day out there. Apple, I believe, reports after the bell, so that will definitely probably affect the market, especially the NASDAQ. So all right, I'm going to run after the market closes. If anybody has any questions, let me know. If you need clarification, let me know. If there's any stock symbols you'd like me to look at today before the close of the market, happy to do that. Just put them in the chat, and I will do my best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could just be so kind to wait till the end of the day so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those all updated correctly. All right, so I'm glad you're here. Thanks a lot for being here. And let me run this U.S. legal disclaimer. We'll get that out of the way, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only.
Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much.
Okie dokie, let's see who is here today. Paxton is first up. Good to see you, Packy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Dan is here. Hey all, let's smash the like button. It's always a great class. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that, my friend. And I think that's a wonderful idea. George is here. Good to see you, George. Good afternoon to you, sir. Michael Wilkinson is here. Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Lova. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Miko is here. Nice to see you, sir. Hope you are having a good day. Hope the family as well. Hope you're feeling well. Jonathan is here from Ireland. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Kamal is here. Hello, traders. Good to see you, Kamal. Thanks for everything that you do for this channel, my friend. I appreciate it. I know everyone else does. And as always, really appreciate your friendship. Tracy Peterson is here. Hi, Trace. Nice to see you, my friend. Tracy says, hello, everyone. Excuse me. Wow, what a day. What a day, what a day. Pretty good day trading today, actually. Well, let's get started. Overnight SPY trade, not so hot tamale today. I did buy yesterday at the close at 441.02. I sold this morning 439.94 for a loss. I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. And I sell it first thing the very next morning. And that's what I do every day. I've been using this for almost 2.5 years. Been profitable ever since I used it. If you're interested in why I use this approach, if you go to my YouTube channel in the lessons playlist, I have a video that explains exactly why I buy the SPY every day at the close, hold it overnight, sell it first thing the next morning at the open. All right, so I will buy this again, but this was a loss from 441.02 to 439.94. I did buy WMB, which is, WBA, which is Walgreens. Actually was positive part of the day. I bought it yesterday along with Frank and Gary. We bought the close under, close back over the 200-day. I bought it at 47.22. It's currently 46.90, so it's down 32 cents on the day. It's currently under my end of day stop, which is, oh, there's a little squirrel. Hey, little squirrely. Under the 200-day moving average. Of course, I base all my entries and exits and my stops at for my end of day at the end of the day. That's why they're called the end of day stops. So currently it's under the 200-day moving average. If it closes under there, I will go ahead, sell it, and just take a small loss. But we're not done yet. The day's not done, so it could hold above. We shall see. Caterpillar. I bought Caterpillar with Jonathan and the dynamic duo here with an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. I bought it at 203.14. Moved up strongly. I took profits along the way. I have moved 1.5 ATRs from entry, so now if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will have to sell half. Currently, yesterday's low is 209.50 or 209.53, so it is just barely holding. And let me make this this color. Yep. And so it's a photo finish right now. The low of yesterday, 209.50, we're at 209.46, so now it's under. So if it does close under, I will lock in profits on half here. If it closes above yesterday's low, I will go ahead and keep it. Earnings are coming up on the 30th, so I will have to get rid of it before the 30th because, as you know, I do not hold through earnings. LYV. I did buy LYV along with Frank and the dynamic duo of Tracy and Paxton. With this close under, close over the 200-day moving average, bought it at 76.98, moved up strongly, took some profits, came back, held in today, had a big day yesterday. I believe I hit 3 profits targets yesterday. So, you know, as I always sell into strength, we have moved 1.5 ATRs from entry, meaning that if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will lock in half. Although we are at trailing stop level, don't anticipate me having to do anything with this trade. But it is down on the trade, down on the day, but it is up nicely on the trade. AMD. AMD has earnings after the bell today. I will be exiting AMD today for sure, no matter what. Frank, David, Steve, Jonathan, and Steve and Jonathan bought at the 520, so cross at about 83.39. Frank, David, and myself did buy AMD with an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average and the V1. Bought it here at 86.41. As it moved up, I take profits as usual. We move 1.5 ATRs from entry, meaning that if I have a close below the previous day's low, I would get out. Does currently looks like it's under yesterday's close, but I do have earnings, and earnings always supersede everything. So I will go ahead, lock in this trade on AMD before earnings. Nice trade, up 5.04%. Okay. Alibaba. All right. So I did have some trades on Alibaba today. Let me find them. Here we go. This was a really good trade. I mean, it's just the kind of trade you should have the patience to wait around and look for. This is a 5-minute bar. We were below the 1 ATR channel, but lots of nice sideways motion. This particular bar created a V1 and a false breakout to the downside. I didn't buy here. It was right at the halfway of this bar, so I waited. The next bar came back down. When it got pretty close to halfway of that washout bar of the previous bar, I bought at 108.07. 10 minutes later, I sold half at 180.59, had another big move up. I sold at 181.20, had another big move up, sold at 181.62, and then finally had a close below the previous day's low. Got out at 180.86. So in at 180.07, out at 180.59, out at 180.86, out at 181.20, and out at 181.62. And then, quite rude of Alibaba, as soon as I sold it, it had another big move up, but that's okay, right? I followed my rules. It could have gone the other way as well. But I looked at this and went, oh my gosh, I just nailed that trade, but I didn't hold on to it. But it's fine. I held, I did what I was supposed to do, and that's all you can do. All right, here we go. Apple. Had kind of a love-hate relationship with Apple today. I started out, where's my, I think I accidentally erased that entry. Anyway, it was way up here, about 148.21. I bought this with an intraday or intra-bar rejection of the 250, gave me a good risk to reward ratio. Thought it was a good setup. Bought at 180 at 148.21, and then the next bar just crunched on me. So I got in at 148.21 and I got out at 147.48. So that was not so hot tamale, but I did follow my rules and get out when I was supposed to. That's all you can do. So started off the day poorly on Apple, but not to be deterred. I waited and waited and waited for a new entry. Here was my entry. Was a V2, closed back above the 30 RSI and the negative third ATR channel, and a false breakout to the downside. I bought at 147.15, had a big up bar, sold at 147.52, had another up bar, sold at 147.54. I moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry, then I came back down to my entry, so I got out on that last quarter at break even. So, but thankfully put some green on the board with Apple on that particular trade. And then, come on, buddy, let's go. All right. Then had the last trade on Apple. We closed below the negative 1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We had a pullback, and we had a higher low V2 while MACD was positive. I bought here at 146.11. 10 minutes later, I sold part at 146.36. Next bar rejected the 50. Sold another portion at 146.40. Continued up. Sold at 146.52. And then as we got up here near the third ATR channel, I just sold the rest at 146.66. So in at 146.11, out at 146.36, out at 146.40, out at 146.52, and out of 146.66. And then I got out and it went down. I thought I was smart, and then it went up and I thought I'm not so smart, and now it's back down. So all in all, profitable on the day trading. That's really all I can hope for, and I'm grateful for that. Let me take a quick look over here. Oh, that's what I thought. Let me take care of a little biz. And also over here a little biz. Oh, no, that one's fine. That one's fine. Okay. Let's take a look at your position, shall we? Here is DoorDash. Wait, let's go over here first. Frank is here. Good to see you, Frank. Thank you for everything you do for this channel, my friend. Always appreciate it. You know I do, and I know everyone else does. Everyone else appreciates it as well. Hope you're having a good day. Waterbender is here. Nice to see you, Waterbender. Hope you're having a good day. Appreciate you being here. Steve, good to see you, Steve. Thank you for coming, as always. Appreciate everything that you do for this channel, everything that you contribute, and I know everyone else does as well, and hope you're having a good day. Steve says, hello, everyone. FYI, I exited my positions this morning, and I am now back in cash. I don't like the distribution this morning in the stock market. Okay, sounds good. So Steve is out of everything then, so I'll just delete those as we go. Ava is here. Hello, Ava. Nice to see you, my friend. Looking forward to our next lesson. Hope you are having a good day. Steve says AGQ bounced in the 31 RSI area is in intraday today. Let me write that one down. I've been looking for a reason to get back into metals, so let me write that down and put it down on the potential list. Done and done. Johnson is here. Nice to see you, Johnson. Hello, Greg and all. Hello, Johnson. Hope you're having a good day or good evening wherever you are, my friend. Let's look at Dash. All right, so Steve did buy Dash with the 520 crossover at 174.99. It's currently 179.82. It's down 2.82%. And as Steve mentioned, he did exit that. So let's see. Okay. So I'm going to take Steve off the board here, but that looks like it was a positive trade. So congratulations, Steve. And I still have DoorDash on the weekly, so I'm going to keep that there. ALK. Who is this? This is the dynamic duo, right? Yes, it is. They bought with a close back over the 200-day moving average at 57.90, moved up, down a little bit today. So down on the day, but still up on the trade. So that's good. CSGP is the dynamic duo. Bought this back at 87.43 with a close above the 200. Looks like, oh no, they used the 520 crossover. That's right. So it is down on the day, but it is up on the trade. AGQ. We have Steve Johan dynamic duo. Bought here at 41.64 with an under 30, over 30. Was positive. Now it's down 4%. So I know Steve's out of there. Johan and the dynamic duo are going to have to update me at the end of the day. But I took Steve out there. SQSP. Steve bought with the 520 crossover at 57.47. It's 55.31. It's down 3.9%. But Steve exited earlier. Looks like he probably exited higher, so that's good. CTVA is dynamic duo with a close over the 200-day moving average at 42.35. It's 42.43, so it is up on the day. Good relative strength, and up on the trade, and still holding that end of day stop, so that's good. DKNG. Steve bought DKNG with a 520 crossover, 49.18. It's 48.68. It's down 1.12%, and as Steve mentioned, he exited the trade. All right, here we go. UTZ. Steve bought UTZ at 23.53 with a 520 crossover. This down 2.25% today, so it looks like down on the day and down on the trade. So we'll remove that one. INSG. Johan, Jonathan, and Kamal did by INSG back here at 8.47. It's $8.40. Well off of its lows today. Slightly down on the day, though. Slightly down on the trade. MELI, David and Ava bought the V2 false breakout to the downside, close above the 200-day moving average at 15.42 on MELI. Came back tested the -1 ATR, the 200-day moving average and bounced. So it's down a little bit, but it is up on the trade, which is the most important. Fiverr, Steve Burns did buy Fiverr with the 520 crossover at 232.70. It's currently 244.78. It is up on the day, good relative strength, but as Steve mentioned, he is out of all the trades, so we'll take this one off as well. So that looked positive. TER, Steve bought TER with 520 crossover at 128.80. It's 122.93, down 3.53%. Steve exited earlier this morning, so it looks like probably a small loss on that one, although I'm just guessing. I hope not. AFRM, Kamal bought AFRM yesterday at 59.60. It's currently 59.10, so slightly down on the day, slightly down on the trade. Monster Energy, Steve bought Monster Energy at 93.93. It's 95. It's down today, but looks like Steve locked in some profits on that trade. So way to go, Steve. Woo, we have a lot of positions here. Play. Gary bought Play yesterday with the higher low close above the 200-day moving average at 36.78. It's 36.13. It is down 1.69% today. Did come back and back test the 200-day moving average. I kind of like this actually today. This is on my potential list to enter Play today. GoGo, Steve bought GoGo at 9.95. It's currently 10.18. It's down 2.58%, but positive on the trade, and Steve exited his trades here. CLB. Michael bought CLB, I think, all the way back here about 36.90. It's 33.85. It is down on the day, down on the trade. Michael, if you're out there, don't know if you still have this, but let me know. Airbnb, Jonathan Kamal did buy Airbnb. Nice risk to reward ratio here, under 30, over 30 at 131.90. It's 142.04. It's up on the day and up on the trade. This trade's up pretty nicely for Jonathan Kamal, up 7.47%. Way to go. And then lastly, Boeing. Kamal bought Boeing at 207 even, almost got the low of the bar, and it is 221.90. It is down a little on the day, but this particular trade is up 6.61%. So anyway, glad to see some of you having some green on such a down day today, and so looks like the board has shrunk. It is starting to shrink. Steve says SCCO has a 520 crossover. Yes, it does. It's right in the value zone. It has rejected the 200-day moving average. The weekly looks okay. I mean, it's up today on a down day, so let's add that to list of potentials. Okay, that is a valid cross. And we'll look at that a little bit more carefully in just a little while. Paxton says, we are holding AGQ if it holds the 30. Yes, that's what I thought. Johan and Paxton and Trace. I will join you, Paxton, if the 30 RSI holds. Okay, good to know. That's good company. I exited UTC and last week. Okay, Steve. Sorry, I was gone last week. Dan says, Steve, I recently also went to all cash. I'm curious, did your cash position include your retirement accounts? And I'll just let Steve answer that by himself. Take care of a little biz over here. And over here. Okie dokie, Smokey. Give me 1 sec if you don't mind. $38, huh? All right. All right. Frank has a poem for us. My favorite time. My favorite time. Let's put this on up here. See what Frank has to say. You know it's going to be good. All right, here we go. The markets abhor arrogance and greedy appetites. It almost can sense what is wrong or what's right. A plant rises to seek out and embrace the light. Trade with respect, not fight or flight. Ooh, nice. The markets abhor arrogance and greedy appetites. That is true. They do not like people that are arrogant and are greedy. It almost can sense what is wrong or what is right. A plant rises to seek out and embrace the light. Trade with respect, not fight or flight. So great. So great. Thank you, Frank. And, you know, Frank just so eloquently put that in that poem. But, you know, the main points of this are totally right. One, the market does not like when you're arrogant or greedy or cocky. It's almost like it can sense it, and it's going to teach you a lesson, right? It almost does. A plant rises to seek out and embrace the light. Trade with respect, not fight or flight. Trade with respect. Be humble. Be humble, everyone. You know, this is a very ethereal concept, but if you are bragging about what you are doing and how much you are making, you know, what's the saying? Something before the fall. You know, your ego gets big before the fall. Sorry, I know Frank will know this, but you know, you always get cockiest and greediest right before the fall. And it's true. Be respectful, be humble. The market gods like that better. I'm telling you, it works. I'm not even kidding. But if you start getting cocky, it's just going to teach you a lesson. So try to be humble. Try to be humble. Steve says, copper stocks and silver look interesting today. Jazz says, my fave time too. I know, right, Jazz? Totally. Good to see you, Jazz. Hope you're doing well. Dan says, wow, validation from Sensei. Thank you, Steve. Nice. Good. Paxton likes the poem. Loves the poem. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Good to see you, Gary. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Steve, you have a sports break for us. Oh, I'm so glad. I like sports breaks and jokes and poems. Do we have to talk about trading? Okay. Los Angeles Angels two-way MLB star Soshi not Ontai, sorry, this year became the first player in 88-year history of All-Star Game to start as both a hitter and a pitcher. Well, there you go. My friend Bruce probably will know all about this, and I think he's driving right now back down from Montana. So, buddy, hope you're driving well. Hope things are working out, and you probably knew this sports fact here that Steve brought up. But thanks for that. Pride comes before the fall. You're right, Atex. Sorry. I was, for a lack of words there. You're right. Pride comes before the fall. 100%. Jonathan says the same thing. Friend says, thank you, Paxton. Glenn, hey, Glenn, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Glenn says, hi, Greg. Markets look like they did in January of 2021. I'm trying to remember. 2021. Well, if Glenn said it, it's probably true. Okay, now I am curious. Let's go back to January of 2021 because I want to see what Glenn's talking about. All right, here's January of 2021. Kind of up near the 1ATR channel here. Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Okay, it's 1:30. What does that mean? It is time for trader psychology. All right, so listen. There we go. During this time of the podcast, I like to talk about trader psychology. I like to talk about the importance of trader psychology. Psychology is trading, trading is psychology. That's all you're doing. When you're looking at charts, all you're looking at, really what you're doing is graphing the psychology of people. Are they euphoric? Are they depressed? Are they manic? That's really what you're seeing, because the market is made up of people and people are made up of emotions. And that's what you're seeing. People that are depressed or people that are manic, right? Dr. Alexander Eller always taught me, buy from people that are depressed, sell to people that are manic. And that's kind of the lead in here to what I'm going to talk about today. This is my friend Christopher M. Uhl, CMA. He is over on Twitter at 10 Minute Trading. He's got a great podcast. He interviews lots of big famous traders and does a great job with it. Please go over and support his channel over at 10 Minute Trading. Christopher is a good friend of mine and just an outstanding individual. He has great posts, like I said, great podcast. Check out his channel, listen to podcasts. I always learn something. So this is kind of a two-parter here. Chris is talking about from Elon Musk. When I lost all my excuses, I found my results. Pretty good, right? When I lost all of my excuses, I found my results. So what could be some of your excuses? Well, I don't have time to look at the chart. Well, arrange your schedule so you can. Do chart study. I don't really have time to study my charts. Well, what do? Find time to do it. I'm not really good at taking my stops. Get rid of that excuse. Take your stops. I don't hold my positions long enough. Get rid of your excuse. Hold your positions longer. That's what it takes in this business, right? You have to have large wins, small wins, break-even trades, and small losses, all acceptable. You just have to stay away from the large losses. But, in a bigger sense, in life too, get rid of your excuses. If you get rid of those excuses, you will find your results. And I believe Elon Musk said that. And, Elon's a pretty smart guy. I think everyone would agree. Now, this is a two-parter. This is Christopher over at the New Traders, Rich Traders on Facebook. Come over there, join that channel. It's a serious channel. Chris is there, Steve's there, Kamal's there, Tom Basso's there, Mark Minervini's there. And speaking of Mark Minervini, Chris has a new interview. He's had, I think, a 4-part series of interviews with Mark Minervini. And when I saw this, I was like, hey, that sounds good to me. I'm a big believer in selling into strength, and Mark Minervini is as well. So here he says 8 keys to super performance by Mark Minervini, the 5th key. So the 5th key here is selling into strength. We continue with our series for 8 keys to super performance. We already covered the first 4 keys, and now we're covering the 5th key, selling into strength. Let us see what we can learn from it. Right, so I don't think this podcast is up yet, but what I did do is, let me bring this over. Here's Chris right here. This is a little primer for that interview with Mark Minervini. So what I'm going to do, if it's helpful, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put it in the live stream here in case you would like to watch that. I watched it. It's really, really good. And I think he's just priming this here before the actual interview comes out. But really two reasons why I wanted to let you know that podcast is coming out. Listen to it. I mean, Mark Minervini is a market wizard. He knows what he's talking about, but it's a little self-serving in that, people say, why do you sell? Why do you take profit targets? Why do you sell? And I was like, I sell because I play offense and defense. Trailing stops are my defense. Selling into strength is my offense. It's the same with any sport. You have to play offense and defense. And so I feel good that I have, some of the same principles and some of the same thoughts as Mark Minervini, who does suggest selling into strength, not just weakness. So anyway, Christopher Uhl over at the New Traders, Rich Traders, and then Christopher Uhl also over on Twitter at 10 Minute Stock Trading. And again, when I lost my excuses, I found my results. Get rid of your excuses, everyone. And if you do, you're going to find your results. So thanks, Chris. Good seeing you. Congratulations on Mark Minervini as your guest in that great series. And keep up the good work, my friend. Okie dokie, smoke. Let me see. Do I know what I'm doing? Somewhat. Let me find my notes here. 91. Okay. Jonathan, good to see you, bud. NIO. So, okay, let's put this down here on the possibility board. All right. Hey, little squirrely, what you doing, man? What's happening? Yes, rejection of the 250-day moving average. That is true. Netflix 200 big bar. So let's look at Netflix as well. Earlier today, I looked through things. I was like, I don't even think I have anything for us to look at the end of the day, but there are. Yep, close above 200-day moving average, so we'll get a little deeper into those. Lily is here. Good to see you, Lily. I hope you're doing well. Hope the pups are doing well. The rabbit's doing well. Gary says RBLX opinion for maybe tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, I mean, we could have a false breakout to the downside and a V2 tomorrow if it closes back up into the value zone. So well off of its low. Look at that. Tag the negative third ATR channel and bounce like magic, right? But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's valid today yet, Gary, but certainly tomorrow. Frank has a sports joke. Hey, look, we got sports facts, we got fun facts, we have poems, we have sports jokes. We do talk a little trading here and there. I love it. Yogi Berra once said, you better cut the pizza in 4 pieces because I'm not hungry enough to eat 6. Well, there you go, right? Of course, 4 pieces, 6 pieces. You get the joke, but it's great. Paxton says, what are you doing with LYV? All right. Well, LYV I am holding. It has moved 1.5 ATRs from entry. If I get a close below the previous day's low, I'll get out, or I'll get a close below the 200-day moving average. It's holding halfway of the big up bar. So I guess this is a good time for me to explain, and Kamal, if you're listening, because this is what I looked for today. We had a big up bar yesterday. On the daily, we're holding that 50% move. So what does that mean to me? That means, okay, I'm going to go to a smaller time frame, look for an entry. Okay, maybe here's your entry right here on Live Nation. It's a close above the 200-day moving average on the 25. That's a valid entry with the larger time frame also being at support. I like to have support on multiple time frames. So on the daily, we have a big up bar yesterday, pullback, but holding at support. If I wanted to day trade this, I would jump in to the 25-minute bar or the 5-minute bar. Let's look at the 5-minute bar. All right, I don't really see anything on the 5-minute bar, but sure. This bar closes in 337 seconds. If it closed above the 200-day moving average, based upon the daily being at halfway support on the daily, I could take the close back above the 200-day moving average. See how that works? Pretty nifty, right? Steve says, AMD, Google, and Apple earnings after the close. That is true. So big earnings day today. AMD, I am getting out of. I'm locking in profits on AMD today because of earnings. Been a really nice trade. Thanks to Timothy out there who pointed out this trade that I took, and it's worked out well. Looks like Frank, David, Steve, and Jonathan. Oh, Steve is out of this. Okay. Steve's out. All right. But I will be exiting this today. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me get the price there. All right. Let me do some quick math. And, oh, it's pretty sweet. All right. All right. Okay. I know I've said all right and okay like 5 times, but probably next time I'm going to mean it. Give me one more second. Let me grab something, and then we'll get rolling. Oakley dokley, here we go. Here we go. Let's look at some potential entries for today, shall we? QFIN, not looking too bad. Michael pointed this out to me. We have a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. We also have a rejection of the 200-day moving average intraday. It is under 30. So that's a little concerning. It is down 8% today. That is also concerning. Let's jump over to the weekly, see if there's anything. Well, we haven't tested the 50-week moving average. We're still under the negative 1 ATR channel on the weekly. That being said, I think my best judgment is I'm going to let this one go. It is definitely valid, but I don't like that we're still under the 30. We were above the 30 earlier in the day, but when it got up there and knocked on the door of the 30 above, they said no entry allowed, and they pushed it back down. So to me, it's a bit of a mixed message. So I think I'm going to just let that one go. Unless it closes above 30, of course. If it closes above 30, that's a whole different story. ITB. Higher low V1. We were below the negative 1 ATR channel. We rallied on up. We came back. Today we washed out day 1 bar. Looks like we're closing above. It's up 8 cents on the day, so good relative strength. The weekly looks pretty strong. Had a false breakout the downside. V1 bullish engulfing bar. This one's not too bad. It's a little close to the 1 ATR channel. It already rejected the 1 ATR channel, so that concerns me a little bit right there. A little bit. Snow. Well, we made, let me take a look before I say. Okay, so we made a lower low, close above the 200. We came back down, close back above, higher low above the 200-day moving average, down 2.65%. This was pointed out because of the intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. The 200 is at, what are we at? 261.52. It's 261.73. You know, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not too excited about it though. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. Well, intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Let's check out the weekly, see what the weekly looks like. In the value zone, I would like it better, however, if we would have rejected the negative 1 ATR channel, but it's okay. I mean, it did bounce. It wasn't an intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average, so I mean, it is valid. Technically, it is valid. Whether I'm going to buy it or not, that's a whole other thing. Play. Gary took play yesterday. I kind of like play. I like the higher low close V2 back above the 200. I like that we retested the 200-day moving average today, and it's a better price than it was yesterday. MACD has crossed over today. I think I like play the best so far. AGQ. Let's see. Did we go under 30, over 30 here? No, we didn't. We did not go under 30, over 30. So I think I'm going to wait for a clear under 30, over 30 before getting involved there, although it could bounce. Let's take a look at the weekly. Again, I would like the weekly better if we could bounce off this negative 2 ATR channel or bounce off the 100 as well. I'm just getting pickier and pickier with my trades. SCCO has the 520 crossover. We are right back at the support here. And we have rejected the 200-day moving average twice. Let's see, who was that? Was that Lily or was that Ava that just sent a message? That was Ava. So Ava says JP Morgan had a pullback after the 520 crossover. JMP or JPM? Oh, JPM. JP Morgan Chase. That makes more sense. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. JP Morgan. JP Morgan pulled back after the 520. False breakout to the downside. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that one, Ava. I don't see that one. NIO, we talked about NIO from Jonathan. Yes. Rejection of the 250-day moving average. Looks like it just pegged it back over to the weekly. It's in the value zone. It's good. I'd like to see it bounce off some support below. So, And Netflix closed back above the 200. It is up today. That is a good sign. So that's definitely a possibility as well. Oh, is a cross under. All right, that makes a lot more sense. All right, so let me do a little math here on Netflix. Although Netflix is probably going to be affected by Apple's earnings today, so you might want to keep that in mind. So again, QFIN is a possibility if it closes above the 30 RSI. ITB, higher low V1, a little high for me. Snow, looks like it's under the 200 now. TSM, potential. I mean, you could buy that. It's a good risk to reward ratio. Play, I like play the best. I like the context of the higher low V2, close back above the 200-day moving average. I like the intraday rejection of the 200, the retest of the 200. I like that MACD went positive. AGQ, I'm going to wait for a true under 30 over 30. SCCO has the 520, but we have support over or resistance over here. We've rejected the 200, so mixed signals for me. NIO, good, but this is very volatile stock, so I think I'm going to stay away from that. And Netflix, yeah. So I think my three potentials for today I'm going to put up here on the board. Should we look at Alibaba? Look at that, everybody. I mean, talk about just a collapse, right? I mean, we're well off of the lows, but it is still down 3.24%. And this in the last few days is down 13.41%. And so, you know, what's the buy signal on this? Probably a close back over the 200-day moving average. I'm sorry, over the 30 RSI, but it's not quite there as of yet. So, QFIN. PLAY. And Netflix. Are my potentials for today. Anyone have any guesses on Apple? What's going to happen with Apple after hours? Are they going to beat? Is the stock price going to go up? Are they going to miss? Is the stock price going to go down? Or any combination of those two possibilities. The winner gets to be the winner, basically. Right now, Dave & Buster's is what I like the best. Yeah, it's down today. It's down with the rest of the market, but I like the strong close above the 200. I like the retest. I like MACD is positive. That's what I like about play. And I also have to keep an eye on WMB. Looks like it's going to close under the 200, so looks like I am going to have to get out, take a loss on WBA, excuse me, WBA. We have about 9 minutes, so I have to watch that one carefully. Caterpillar is now above yesterday's low, so I still would be a keep. LYV, keep, and AMD. So I'm going to get rid of AMD today. I'm probably going to have to get rid of WBA. QFIN could close above the 30 RSI, but I don't like the resistance levels here on QFIN. So that being said, I'm just taking that off the list. I'm going to concentrate here on Play and or Netflix. I'm a little more leaning towards Play than Netflix because of Apple's earnings. Excuse me. And you can see big down bar here on the daily on Netflix 5 days ago, whatever. And look at that. We're right at halfway, right, Kamal? Big down bar. That's exactly where we got stuck. So there is some resistance coming in at those levels. GS it was. Oh, Goldman Sachs. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes sense, Ava. Yeah, there you go. Yes, we had a 520 crossover. We had a pullback. That's what we always talk about. I would prefer if it was above, it was like a V1 or a V2. Let's see if it did go under 50, over 50 today, Ava. Yeah, it did. It went under 50, over 50, which is pretty good. It's not down that much, so the relative strength is fairly good. All right, so what I'm going to do, well, not yet, not yet. All right, so again, WBA looks like it's closing under the 200. I'm going to have to take the loss there. Caterpillar, I need to watch. It's above yesterday's close. Play, I like the best. It's a V2 on the weekly as well. And a better risk to reward ratio than yesterday. Gary says BRKB has a 520 cross, higher low, V1, but sloping down. And I can't find it that way, so I'll look over here. Yeah, it does have a 520 crossover. I don't know if that backtest well, however. BRK/B. BRK. That back test 0.3% positive. So yes, technically it does. It is a nice higher low V1. It is up on the day. That does kind of make some sense to me for sure. Gary. Okay, sorry. I'm running out of time here. O'Reilly, strong, but way too high for me. Ava says JP Morgan. I don't think the washout's enough for a V1. It didn't wash out yesterday's bar by more than a quarter ATR. Johnson said half position in BEPC and another half of touches. Well, good relative strength, V2 today. It's a little high for me to buy. That's the only thing, Johnson. Steve is long AGQ. Okay. Steve is also long SCCO using the 520. So he's long AGQ with the 31 RSI intraday bounce. He's long AGQ at 4091. He's also long SCCO at 6477. Glenn says hiding out in XLV and XLRE has kept my retirement account safe. Good. Kamal is not buying anything. JPM was a mistake. Sorry. How about GS? All right, we just looked at that. Steve says, I would be stunned if Apple could go any higher. What do you call a line of rabbits marching backwards? A receding hairline. Nice. Glenn says, Apple has popped up more than 10% following earnings in August. Buy any dip on sell the news. Jazz wants to look at Fubo. Don't really see anything there, Jazz. We could have a V2 tomorrow, but as it is right now, I don't see anything. Steve says, I had to get back out of SCCO after earnings after the bell for a 0.37% gain. LOL. So SCCO has earnings today. So Steve is out. Steve is out. WBA looks like it's closing under. All right, I better get to work here. All right, I'm out of WBA. Got to get out over here as well. That's how it's done. Caterpillar is a hold. It's holding previous day's low there. And then play. 43rd, okay. Oh no, we have enough there. Come on now. Come on, buddy. Okay. That looks good. All right, so I just bought play. All right, sold AMD, locked in profits on AMD, sold WBA. We're closing in 1 minute. So I did buy play. Did get rid of WBA. Gonna buy SPY as well and got out of AMD. So that's that. All right, the market's closed. What was the damage? Dow down 84 points, came back a lot. NASDAQ still down 180, S&P down 20. So let's see what happened over here. Transactions. I bought overnight SPY at 439.01. I bought play at 36.28. All right, so I did take AMD off of the board, locked in profits there. Did take WBA off for a loss. All right, so SPY, I got in SPY at okay, 439. 01, 439.01. That's my new entry. And then play, I got in at I'm going to turn Gary green here. And they got in play at 36.28. Okay. Oh, and I did not buy Netflix. All right, so all in all, not too bad, actually, mainly because of the day trades. So grateful for that. So look, if any of my students have any entries or exits they'd like me to put up on the board, go ahead and do that now. We'll get them all updated. We'll take as much time as we need to do it. Before we do that, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I do a really good job of it. I know I teach a really good course. 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours, so the course is a total of 15 hours. I teach you everything I know about trading. I teach you all 5 of the setups that I use every day. I teach you step by step, whether you're a beginner or been trading for 20 years, it doesn't matter. I can teach you these, and these are good approaches. I've been using them for a long time. I put a lot of energy into each lesson. It's very important to me that my students succeed. It really, really is important to me. And so, if you become a student of mine, and with this course, you are going to learn a lot, and I'm going to take good care of you. The course does cost $1,750, so it is a significant amount of money, but it's worth every penny, and it's an investment in yourself, in your trading. So if you've been considering it, all you have to do is send me an email. The email's in the description here. Just send me an email. Say, Greg, I'm a little interested in possibly looking at your course. I'll reply and say, great, thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is for me to be able to speak with you, learn more about you, learn more about your trading, your challenges, your goals, and then it's a great time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course. And then when we're done with the Skype call, you can think about it as long as you want. And if you wake up one morning and say, yeah, I want to be a better trader, email me back. We'll set up the time and the date, and we'll start the course, and you will learn a lot. Secondly, I have a really good online video course available on udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip by Stock Trading Strategy. It's a serious course. It's 9.5 hours, 15 study guides, 26 videos. And in there, I teach you step by step how to trade the deep dip buy approach, which you see me use all the time. So I've had so much good feedback, letters, emails, reviews on that course. So, if you can't do the one-on-one course, which is the best, I promise you, but, as a secondary option, that the link in the description for the Udemy course, click on that, take that course. It's really going to help you, I promise. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. And so if you've already hit it today, thank you very, very much. But if you haven't and you found something helpful today, if you could click that before we get out of here, that would be fantastic. And I would really appreciate it as well. All right, so, okay, let's see now. We have some stuff going on over here. All right, so Steve is in AGQ 4091. All right. 4091 for Steven. And okay, how about we make Steve's line blue? All right, there we go, Steve. And then Steve got into SCCO and then got out for a gain, so good. So I won't put that one up there. Ah, he is back. He was in, he's out, now he's in. All right. There was conflicting earnings. So you are in, Steve, yeah? 6502 with a 520 crossover. 6502. All right. Got you down there. Steve, NASDAQ said today. Steve says, I'm long FCX. FCX. 3638. $36.38. With the 520. Kamal is out of INSG. Okay, got you out there, Kamal. Gary is out of WBA. Okay. Added another half on play. Okay, so I'll just put you in here, Gary, as a fully. Yeah? Good. Okay, Steve says, recap. I'm currently long AGQ, SCCO, and FCX. Yep, I got them. FCX, SCCO, and AGQ. Right? Yep, Steve, and Steve. Got him, Steve. Got them all taken care of. Ava is out of WBA. Okay, good. Alrighty. Oh. BRK. B. Yeah, I like that one, Ava. 520. B1. I think that's good. And that's a halfie. Ava, 1/2. Okay. Frank is out of LYV. Okay, we got you out of there, Frank. And out of AMD as myself because of earnings. Paxton is out of WBA. Okay, I think Frank's still holding WBA, right? Is that right, Frank? XLNX. Do I have that on here? I don't remember seeing that one. Okay. GSGP, that one is on here. So we locked in some profits there. Okay. And in play. Michael says net bought July 19th. If it had a close below 115, it would have been first close below the previous day's low and rejection of 30 RSI. Would the rule be to sell half and then another half what's left, still a quarter position, or you sell two halves? Okay. So we've moved up nicely. Did this close below? The low was 1120. No. Okay. If it had closed below, it would have been first close below previous day's low and rejection of the 70 RSI. Well, in that case, I would have gotten out of the whole position. So, Mike, if it ever gets up to the 70 RSI and rejects it, I sell half. Just the rejection of the 70 RSI, I would sell half. If it then closed below the previous day's low, then I'd sell this. Okay, so if it went over 70 and under 70, I'd sell half. But if it also closed below the previous day's low on that same day, I would sell all of it. If it moved up to rejected the 70 but didn't have a close below the previous day's low, I would wait and sell the remaining half with a close below. So if you move 1.5 ATRs from entry, then if you get a close below, you sell half. But in this case, it never did. It got up to the 70 RSI. But you did right. I would not have sold anything here because it held the 70 and it held the previous day's low. If we had closed below here, I would have sold half. And then the next day, if it had closed below the 70, I would have sold another half. I would have had a quarter left. And to get rid of that quarter with a close below the previous day's low after rejecting the 70 RSI. But if it goes above 70 and below 70, and the same day it closes below the previous day's low, I get out. So if you go above 70, below 70, and close below the previous day's low on the same day, I would get out of the whole position. If it just goes over 70, under 70, I would, without closing below the previous day's low, I'd sell half. And then if we got to close below the previous day's low after the rejection of the 70, then I'd sell the full amount. I know it's kind of a mouthful, but the point is here, you did the right thing. And to complicate it even further, we went above the 65 RSI, so tomorrow if it were to close below the 65 RSI, I would get out of everything anyway. Does that help, Mike? I know that was a lot. Out of WBA, okay. So I think everyone's out of WBA, yeah. All right, what's Apple doing? Anything exciting? Well, VIX is up 30 cents, so something exciting. Up 39 cents now, wow. Gary says, thanks, Greg. Hope everyone has a great day. You as well, Gary. Kamal says, out of BA earnings tomorrow. All right, nice trade, Kamal. Got in at 207, got out at 222. Very nice. Miko says, Greg, if you're referring to me on CLB, I am out. No, it was different, Michael. It was a different Michael. Johnson says, TDOC down, earnings today. It's down now. TDOC. Yes, it is down 7%. 7 big percentage points. All right, hey, before we get out of here, let me read this one time, like I always do. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. Martin Kornfeld. Pretty simple, to the point. Let's just try to make it a habit of trying to do one nice thing for another human being today. Let's try to make it a habit of doing one nice thing for an animal today. Even if just to stop and say hello, pat the little doggy on the head, or give it a little treat, give it a little lovey. You know, just a little something. They enjoy it just as much as humans do. So it's good for the person, it's good for the animal, good for yourself. It's a win-win all around, and I just think it's the right thing to do. Okay. Michael says, thank you. I think I'm understanding that if both happen on the same day, get out of all. 2 different days, the situation is different, and you still have a quarter. That's exactly right. Makes sense. Both things happen on the same day indicates bigger troubles. 100%. You're sharp, Mike. You are sharp, Michael. That's exactly why I designed it that way. If it rejects something to the upside, okay, that's one thing, but so I'm going to get out of half. It hasn't proven that it's going to close below the previous day's low. That's why I wait to get out of the rest after rejection of the 70 RSI with the close below the previous day's low. You'll see very often rejection of the 70 to the upside, but then no follow through to the downside. That's why I wait. You're 100% right. All right, everybody. Well, okay, story of my life. So many Michaels. Oh, I bet. The rules have thought of everything. Yeah, listen, I spend 80% of my time and my brain power on how to get out of something, not get into something. And that's why I've spent so long working on that trailing stop methodology. And you got it. That's 100% right. That's why I do it that way. Kamal saying, thanks, Greg. Have a great day, traders. Thanks, Kamal. You too, buddy. Have a good one. All right. I think Apple's earnings are at 2:30, so I'm going to have to run. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Like I said, go out and do something nice for someone. Go out and do something nice for an animal. Drive safe. Be good. Look both ways before you cross the street, right? And always follow your trading rules, and just have a good day. And so we'll just have to see what Apple does tomorrow. So on the way out, I've got to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. If you could hit the thumbs up button, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate that. And I'll hope to see everyone tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation, and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.